Hey, you do me a quick favor, please?
Sure.
You near a computer? Can you log on to our site and click on video and just let me know how the quality of the video and audio is? Because we're at a high school somewhere in Central Florida.
Okay. Softball or?
Baseball. And guess what?
What?
There's no snow down here.
I know. It's snow on the ground here.
How much?
I know like a lot yesterday, but it really didn't accumulate, really. Like, it didn't accumulate on the ground or anything like that, so I don't know. It's just sort of just snowing.
Enough to be a nuisance.
Not really. It's just it's there. It's the fact that it's March and it's snowing. I mean, nothing's happening. It's just, you're just showing the diamond right now, right? Nobody's on it or anything.
Yeah, nobody's on it. I'll do a little talking. Testing 1, 2. We're live from Groveland, Florida, talking to Joseph de Benedictus, father of the Hall of Famer with the big nose, or son of the Hall of Famer with the big nose. Joe doesn't have any kids currently, so he can't be a father.
The video looks fine.
How about the audio? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn speakerphone off so you can't hear me as well. All right, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. We're live from Groveland, Florida, home of the South Lake High School Eagles. Still talking a little bit, try to get a sense of the audio today. There you see a coach for Daniel Webster walking on the field. Getting ready to go talk to pitching coach Nick Cesar. What'd you say? Were you able to hear me okay? Yeah, obviously being on wireless, you take what you can get, but fortunately, even though we're kind of in the boondocks here, I do have 3 bars, so on the wireless card, so that's helpful. Good, 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 good. I'm going to have to leave it stationary unless somebody comes up and films, because I got to do stats also. So, yeah, I'm going to turn it. I'm going to move slightly to the left so you can see as much of the diamond as possible. And if a ball's like hitting to the corner, then I'll turn it. But good stuff. Yes. How long of a delay was it, you think? Let me know when he's out of picture range. Eight-second delay. Yes, just like the pros. Except I won't be cursing. Nice, nice, nice. Absolutely. Hopefully it doesn't rain. I mean, the press box is weird. It's not like a normal press box. It's kind of like one of those old school attic ladders that you have to climb up and into. But hey, as long as I don't fall to my death, I'll be fine. So we didn't get into our rooms last night till almost 3 in the morning. It was just just the way travel works. Well, flights got delayed, and then trying to get vans and stuff like that. 'Cause the rental car companies never promise stuff on time, or they promise it, they never deliver on time. And that's it. And I can't even work my tan because it's cloudy out. So I'm going to go get the lineup cards. You, sir, have been very helpful for your technical assistance. And the stats look okay. I put it up, so it looks pretty good. So. Okay. Progress is happening, so that's the most important thing. All right, sir. Thank you very much. I will. You enjoy your ice skating. I'll talk to you, Jeff. Bye. A good Saturday afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Groveland, Florida for the start of the 2012 New Jersey City University Baseball Spring Trip as we bring you live action of the Gothic Knights' 8-game road trip on their 2012 spring break trip through Florida right here on the Green and Gold Network at NJCUGothicKnights.com. I'm Ira Thor, Sports Information Director at NJCU, and we thank you for watching today's broadcast as the Gothic Knights look for their first win of the year after a 13-7 loss to Centenary on Wednesday in their season opener. Today, the Gothic Knights will be the road team here in a neutral field game against the Eagles of Daniel Webster College, a school out of Nashua, New Hampshire. Daniel Webster will be playing their first game of the season after a 20-15 campaign in 2011. And just waiting for the umpires. And they're out in the field now as the starting pitcher today for Daniel Webster, Corey Cairo, does his warm-up tosses. Here is your starting lineup. The Gothic Knights wearing their green road uniforms. Leadoff and center fielder today is Michael Patterson, wearing number 28. Sophomore Rob Roman is the second baseman, batting second. He's number 11. Andrew Rivera is the left fielder. The junior co-captain bats third. Michael Martucci, a freshman transfer from St. Peter's College, is the starting shortstop and cleanup hitter, wearing number 10. Stefan Segan is the designated hitter, batting fifth, wearing number 12. Orlando Bolano is the right fielder. Alex Weinstein, Mike Casiano, Brian Bastillo to round out the lineup, and we'll give you the defensive arrangement in a moment as we get set for the first pitch, and it is a called strike to Mike Patterson. One ball and one strike. Patterson had a brilliant debut for the Gothic Knights. Batted 4 for 6 with a pair of stolen bases and 3 RBIs against Centenary. A swinging strike there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball to third. The third baseman is Kyle Brigham. Throws to first. The tag is applied, and Patterson is retired for the first out. That will bring up Rob Roman, the sophomore for the Knights. Batting .333 early on this year. Roman was 2 for 6 in the loss to Centenary. Bouncer in the dirt. For those of you watching today's game, you can also follow the live stats, also available at NJCUGothicKnights.com. Pitch is high. Calling balls and strikes today is Brian Troop. Jeff Andrews is the field umpire. That's low. It's a good eye by Roman. As a called strike, belt high, 3 balls and 1 strike. Corey Cairo is the pitcher. That's a ground ball to short. The shortstop is Rich Lazett, and he throws out Roman 2 away. That brings up Andrew Rivera, the most veteran of the Gothic Knight position players, junior out of Edison, New Jersey. Wearing number 1, 5'9", 165-pounder. In his third year at NJCU, majoring in criminal justice. And it's inside, and we'll go all the way to the backstop. Rivera was 2 for 6 with 1 RBI in the loss to Centenary. He struck out twice in that game. Ground ball to second. Elliot Kilgore gathers and throws to first. And the Gothic Knights go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the first inning. So no runs, no hits, nobody left on. We head to the bottom of the first inning in today's broadcast. Daniel Webster College's lineup, leading off and playing center field is Josh Chassie, just like the car part. He's a 5'10 junior from Haverhill, Massachusetts. The second baseman batting second is number 12, Elliot Kilgore, a 6-foot junior from Milford, New Hampshire. The right fielder is number 27, Corey Lalive. Lalive is a 6'3 junior from Hudson, New Hampshire. The cleanup hitter and catcher is number 32, Tyler Bonin, a 5'11 junior from Litchfield, New Hampshire. The shortstop and batting fifth is number 19, Rich Lazote. Lazote is a 6'3 junior from West Warwick, Rhode Island. The third baseman batting sixth is number 24, Kyle Brigham, a 6'1 rookie out of Hudson, New Hampshire. The first baseman batting seventh is number 44, Eric Bordeaux, a 6'2 sophomore from Alton Bay, New Hampshire. Batting eighth is the designated hitter, number 40, Aaron Richards, 5'8 junior out of West Warwick, Rhode Island. And the number 9 hitter is the left fielder, number 15, Derek Marstaller, a 6-foot junior out of Stafford, New Hampshire. On the mound today for the Gothic Knights is their lone senior, number 13, right-hander Nelson Maldonado. Maldonado was 3-5 last year, but his record was deceiving because he was their number one pitcher in many of the conference games. Had some notable wins under his belt, defeated Rutgers Camden, defeated Montclair State, had 3 complete games. He had 7 or more strikeouts in 4 of his final 5 games of the 2011 season. And the pitcher with 4 quality pitches, looking to reproduce his finish of the 2011 season here in 2012. He had a brief appearance on Wednesday. He went 2 innings in relief in the loss to Centenary, allowed no earned runs, 1 run total, which was unearned, 2 hits. He did not have a strikeout or a walk. Leadoff hitter here is Josh Chassie, and the pitch from Maldonado is a called strike on the outside corner. That's a ball. There are 3 returning first-team NECC conference players for Daniel Webster, including Josh Chassie, who's at the plate right now. Corey Cairo and Corey Lalive were also first-team all-conference last year. And notable about Chassie is he raised his average 82 points between his freshman and sophomore seasons. The 1-2 pitch coming here by Maldonado. That's low, and it's 2-2. Maldonado for the Gothic Knights, 6'1", 175-pound right-hander, majoring in mathematics from Newark, New Jersey. He went to St. Mary's High School in Jersey City, a school which closed its doors last year. That's a called strike 3, and Maldonado gets Chassie looking. So 1 away. Now, if you're watching today's game, say hello to us here, either on the Ustream chat or you can text me. Numbers on the chat board, and we'll say hi to you on the air. We have a number of parents on the trip, and we'll acknowledge them as we go through today's game. As home plate umpire Brian Troop grants a time here to Elliot Kilgore, junior out of Milford, New Hampshire, the second baseman today. The pitch by Maldonado, hit in the air to left center field. Mike Patterson coming in, leans and makes the catch. So Kilgore's gone, and 2 away now. That will bring up the right fielder Lalive. Corey Lalive, a 6'3 junior out of Hudson, New Hampshire, right-handed hitting. And first pitch is a ball. Last year, Laliv broke the program's single-season record with 52 RBIs. The previous record, according to Sports Information Director Ken Belton, 30. That's fouled back towards me. That's a pretty substantial breaking of a record right there. When it was 30 and he shatters it, nearly doubles it, brings up to 52. So 1 ball and 1 strike here. Bottom of the first inning, live from Groveland, Florida. Ground ball right back to Maldonado, who snares it on 1 hop. Throw is low, but Alex Weinstein's there. And the Gothic Knights send down the Eagles 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the first inning. And we'll head to the second inning. No score here in Florida. And we are today on the campus of one of the larger regional high schools in this part of the state, South Lake High School. We're in a old-style press box, one of those boxes that's made out of concrete with a steel ladder, sort of like you would see in a warehouse, leading up to almost like a loft-type perch here as we overlook the field. Fortunately, we have to have the camera go through the backstop today. There's a backstop here, but compared to the Garrity Complex, the home field for the Gothic Knights, there's actually a lot of space behind home plate. For those who've seen a game at Garrity Complex, you know obviously that there is a backstop about 8 feet behind home plate, and it has to be there with no netting along the bay. Otherwise, there would be a lot of foul balls floating in Newark Bay. So bottom of the top of the second inning now, and Michael Martucci will lead off for the Gothic Knights, starting in his second game in his first year at NJCU, a 6-foot freshman out of Bayonne, New Jersey. St. Peter's Prep was his high school. He is majoring in criminal justice. Martucci was a redshirt last year at St. Peter's College, Division I school, member of the MAC, also in Jersey City. And the first pitch is a ball. Fastball right over the outside part of the plate. 1-1 is your count. 13 pitches so far by Cairo, and 7 have been strikes. That is lined to left field. Coming in quickly and making the catch is the left fielder, Marstaller. 1 away. And that will bring up the designated hitter, Stefan Segan, 5'8", 207-pounder. Also can play third base out of North Bergen, New Jersey, Hudson Catholic High School, and a criminal justice major at NJCU. Fastball on the outside corner. As foul back to our right, 0-2. Daniel Webster's enjoyed a resurgence of late. They were the NECC regular season champions 2 years ago. They tied for the tournament title. And they were co-tournament champions in 2010, along with Mitchell College, school from New London, Connecticut. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch by Cairo. Swing and a miss by Segan. And now 2 away. Segan was batting .667 early in the year prior to that strikeout. That will bring up the right fielder, Orlando Bolano, a 5'9", 192-pounder, listed as a utility player on our roster out of Hoboken, New Jersey, Hoboken High School. The transfer major is currently undeclared. And a ball 1 to Bolano. Gothic Knights have the identical starting lineup that they did in Wednesday's game. That ball got past the catcher, Tyler Bonin. And it's 2-0. That's inside, and the count is 3-0. Our flight last night from Newark Airport was delayed. We didn't take off until about 10 p.m. as Milano walks on 4 pitches, and Gothic Knights have a base runner with 2 outs. And I'll bring up the first baseman, Alex Weinstein, looking for his first collegiate hit. Did not have a hit, obviously, in the start against Centenary. Weinstein, 6'2", 225-pounder out of Colonia, New Jersey, and JFK Island. He's undecided as a major. He's a freshman, as he was a redshirt at St. Peter's last year, and he played high school ball for head coach Jerry Smith at JFK. That's a called strike. Count is 1-1. Weinstein, the lone player from JFK Island, who's playing for his former high school coach in Smith's first year here as head coach of the Gothic Knights, 13th coach in the history of the program. 2 balls and 1 strike to Weinstein. At first, and Milano back standing. Cairo was the all-time wins leader in Daniel Webster history. He enters today's opener 15-7. That ground ball will get through the right side of the infield. Milano is going to race all the way to third. The throw is going to come in, and it's going to get away, but it's backed up nicely by the pitcher, Cairo. And on the throw, Weinstein gets his first NCAA hit, goes all the way to second base. And now with 2 runners in scoring position, second and third, Mike Casiano will come to the plate. The Gothic Knights starting catcher today, 6', 204-pounder out of Newark, New Jersey, North 13th Street High School. Casiano last year played in 5 games as a freshman, 3 starts, of course, when you're backing up arguably the best catcher in the New Jersey Athletic Conference last year, Francisco Ramirez. You're not going to get a lot of time as a young player. Casiano looking for his first hit of the year. And it would be a big spot here for the Knights, who struggled with runners in scoring position on Wednesday. That pitch is outside. NJCU left 14 runners on base in the loss to Centenary. They out-hit Centenary 16-10, but hit just 9 for 28 with runners in scoring position, and 6 for 24 with RBI opportunities. As a called strike, 1-1 to Casiano. As we were saying last night, flight took off about 10. We didn't land until after 12 and get to our hotel until roughly 2 in the morning. But guys are all chipper and ready to go. No fatigue today. And that's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. As we were saying, Cairo is Daniel Webster's all-time wins leaders, 15-7 overall. Last year he was 6-1 with a 3.31 ERA. It's fouled along the right field line. It's going to be out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Cairo now 1 strike away from getting out of trouble here in the second inning. And while the players may not show any sign of fatigue, I am now drinking a 24-ounce coffee, so apparently I do not have their energy. The 2-2 pitch, again fouled over the Gothic Knight dugout. The Gothic Knights in the first base dugout today, and remain 2-2. Casiano and Ryan Winters, a junior transfer catcher from Sussex County Community College, split action behind the plate on Wednesday. Cairo steps off. So 2-2. Weinstein's at second after a single. Milano, after walking, is at first. And Casiano Fly ball. It's going to drift foul off to our left, and it'll remain 2-2. Third straight foul ball by Casiano. Ira Thor with you here today on the Green and Gold Network. It was 73 degrees and overcast at our first pitch at 2:04 p.m. Forecast today calls for a chance of showers. Same forecast tomorrow when the Gothic Knights take on McDaniel College out of Maryland. Two-two pitch by Cairo. Lazy fly ball, but it's also going to drift fouls. It's very breezy here today. And 4 straight foul balls as Casiano staying alive. That was the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Off the, looked like the handle of the bat there, another foul ball, but Casiano fights it off, and that's now 5 foul balls in a row. Catcher Tyler Bonin throws the ball back to his pitcher. Cairo is a sophomore, 6'1". At Goffstown, New Hampshire. And Casiano looks at a called strike 3, a curveball on the inside corner. And Cairo gets out of trouble, strands runners at second and third, and the Gothic Knights have now left 16 runners on base in their first 11 innings of the season. So in the second inning for New Jersey City, no runs, 1 hit, 2 left on, and we head to the bottom of the second inning, scoreless here in Groveland, Florida. In the bottom of the second inning for Daniel Webster, Tyler Bonin, Rich Lazat, and Kyle Brigham will be due up. The Eagles had 20 letter winners back from last year's team. Last year's team went 20-15. That's the second most wins in a season they've ever had. The previous year, 2010, they were 21-17. Just a correction a moment ago, said Cairo was a sophomore. That's just a typo from the roster. Cairo is a senior. J.P. Pine is the head coach. 2-time NACC Coach of the Year in 4 years at Daniel Webster. And here for the second inning, it'll be Nelson Maldonado against the catcher, Tyler Bonin. And a swinging strike 1. That's strike 2. Bonin last year batted .255 in 33 games, 32 starts. He had 26 hits and 102 at-bats, 25 RBIs, 6 extra base hits. They were all doubles. He's a cleanup hitter for the Eagles. And just missing the outside corner is Maldonado. One-two pitch by Nelly as fouled out of play. If you were on our Facebook or Twitter pages yesterday, you will see that Nelson Maldonado, along with Rob Roman, and tomorrow's starting pitcher, Delio Coutinho, Got a picture with a sort of famous New Yorker yesterday at Newark Airport. The 1-2 pitch, it's high, it's 2-2. Nelly somehow recognized a much thinner New York Jets head coach Rex Ryan sitting in the airport at Newark Airport and convinced him to take a picture with Rob as that foul back right at us. And Delia, and we have that picture posted online. Rex Ryan in an inconspicuous red cap. Couldn't really tell it was him. Of course, all my smart aleck friends say taking a picture with Rex Ryan is bad luck. It's going to doom our season, but it was fun nonetheless. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball towards short. Martucci's over on a couple hops. Gathers, throws to first. One away. And that will bring up the shortstop, Rich Lazat, 6'3", right-handed hitting junior from West Warwick, Rhode Island. Lazat last year batted .310, 35 hits, 113 at-bats, 22 RBIs, 20 runs. But he committed 19 errors, which was a team high defensively. And that's inside. And that's inside 2-0. It's hello to one of my friends, Jeff Henson, the sports information director at Olivet College in Wisconsin, watching today's game. He's actually multitasking, watching the Michigan State men's basketball, our webcast, and wrestling nationals all going on at the same time. Another ground ball to short, but Martucci lets that ball get between his legs. And E6 on Martucci, and the Eagles have a base runner with one away. So the one-out break for the Eagles sends up the third baseman, number 24, Kyle Brigham. He's a freshman, shortstop third baseman out of Hudson, New Hampshire. Today he plays third. Left-handed hitter. See how Maldonado deals now with the runner on base, and a called strike one to Brigham. Throw to first, and diving back in safely is Lazat. Ken Belbin, the SID at Daniel Webster, who is sending me some very useful tidbits on his team today. Reminds me that the last meeting between these teams, and apparently the only meeting ever, throw to first, Weinstein tried to quick tag, was unable to hold on to the ball, and diving back in is Lazat. Anyway, the only record that we have of a Daniel Webster NJCU meeting came in 2001. It was a 13-5 win for the Gothic Knights. That was my first season at NJCU as that ball's fouled back on the ground. And it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2001. I was a little bit younger then. I was the same age as the current batter's number. After another throw to first, it'll be a 1-2 pitch here, and Al Maldonado would love a ground ball here to try to get out of the inning unscathed. Another throw to first. Lozada is a threat to steal. He stole 15 times in 17 opportunities last year. And Jerry Smith and his coaching staff well versed on the stats and trying to make sure Lazat does not decide to take off here. That is high and looked like it was a pitch out call there. And it's 2-2. No score here, bottom of the second inning. And once again, Lizotte getting dirty. We are at South Lake High School here in Groveland, Florida. Right back to Maldonado. It's in his glove. They're saying he did not make the catch. The throw to first, I should say second, Roman steps on the bag. A confusing play here as that liner was scored so hard the glove came right off of Maldonado's hand. They do get the force play at second. Head coach Jerry Smith out to talk to the umpire Brian Troop because the ball did remain in the glove. However, I believe the rule is the glove has to remain on the hand. Once the glove comes off, the glove is no longer attached to the body. It's considered a drop ball. It's almost as if the ball wasn't even caught. So officially, we will call that a 1-4 fielder's choice with Lizotte retired at second, and that will bring up the first baseman, Bordeaux, 6'2", sophomore out of Alton Bay, New Hampshire, playing first base today. You saw the head coach for the Eagles, J.P. Pine, talking to the umpire there. Liner down the left field line and foul into the Eagles bullpen. Bordeaux is in his first year, it appears, with the Eagles. He's not on their stats from last year. As a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Brigham at first. Looking for his first career steal, leading off first base. Throw to first, and diving back in is Brigham. And Maldonado is stating his case early here, trying to keep the runners as close to the bag as possible. And a text from Ken Belbin says, yes, Bordeaux is a new player for the Eagles, confirming our suspicions, as that ball is outside, 2-1. Facebook isn't just for socializing anymore. It's now for getting great information in the middle of a broadcast. Thank you, Ken. Inside, and it skins off his jersey. Bordeaux hit by the pitch, and with 2 outs, the Eagles have runners at first and second. That brings up the designated hitter, Richards. Aaron Richards, a 5'8" junior out of West Warwick, Rhode Island. Richards last year, 10 games, 6 starts, batted just .077. The throw to second, and he gets him! The pickoff at second, Maldonado to Martucci. And you worry every once in a while when the pitcher keeps going back to the mound. Is it going to affect his concentration at the plate? Didn't matter there as they caught Brigham napping between second and third, and Gothic Knights get out of trouble with the pickoff. So Richards will lead off the third inning. The error becomes a non-factor for the Gothic Knights as Brigham is picked off 1-6. Second inning here. Daniel Webster, no runs, no hits. There was 1 error and 1 left on. We head to the third inning. No score here in Florida. Third inning here in Groveland, Florida. And we thank you, those of you watching today at NJCUGothicKnights.com. Whether you're an NJCU fan, a Daniel Webster fan, or just a fan of baseball in general, as Brian Bastillo, the junior third baseman, fouls off the first pitch along the third base side. Bastillo, one of 4 captains on this year's squad. And fouls that one away to our right, and it's 0-2. Called strike 3, and Brian Bastillo was retired on 3 pitches. Bastillo last year hit 181, but his defense at third base is rock solid, and he's somebody who will be in there, and Knights do hope that his bat does eventually come around. So one away here, and back to the top of the lineup, and the exciting leadoff hitter Michael Patterson comes to the plate. Patterson with a check swing there, and it's a called strike. Patterson grounded out the third in his first at bat to lead off the game. That's in the dirt, blocked well there by Tyler Bonin, the catcher, and it's 1-1. Patterson is now 4 for 7 in his young career for the Gothic Knights. A very exciting, promising player who will probably play every day in center field for NJCU this year. Gothic Knights have had a lot of success with their center fielders over the year. Inside at the knees with the fastball, and it's 2-2. Last year, Ken Whitty, who's now an assistant coach at Sussex County College, played just tremendously all around, defensively, offensively. He joined the 100-hit club in just 2 years at NJCU. Liner down the third baseline, but that's going to be foul. Just over the years, the Gothic Knights have had a lot of talented players ranging the very spacious center field that's can go as far as 410 at the Gary Complex. But Patterson, little bit early there on the changeup, it looked like, from Cairo, and swings and misses for the second out. That is the 4th strikeout for Cairo, and he's now struck out 4 of the last 6 batters. Rob Roman at the plate. Curveball is a called strike. Roman grounded out to short in his first at bat in the first inning. It's hitting the air foul. It's off to our right. And once again, Cairo ahead of the Gothic Knights 0-2. Swing and a miss, and 3 straight strikeouts by Cairo, who looks like he's getting better as the game is going on. So Cairo strikes out the side. The Gothic Knights strike out twice, swinging, once looking. And no runs, no hits, nobody left here in the third inning. We head to the bottom of the third inning here in Groveland, Florida. No score between NJCU and Daniel Webster. Third inning here in Groveland, Florida, and back up at the plate is Aaron Richards, and it hits him. So he had to wait 10 minutes and got plunked in the back for his troubles. And we'll bring up Mark Stoller Marstaller is a junior, 6-foot left-handed hitting player out of Spotswood, New Hampshire. He's the left fielder today for the Eagles, who have a runner at first base. Richards with a sizable lead. I don't know if you want to do that against Maldonado, who had a pickoff to end the last inning. Fastball right down the middle for a called strike. Last year, Maldonado hit 10 batters. He's already hit 2 today. Ground ball towards second. Roman slide, flips to Martucci, throw to first in the dirt. And Weinstein's unable to dig it out, but Casiano is able to back it up. So the Knights get the lead runner. And 1 away. So a fielder's choice, and Richards retired 4-6. And that will bring up the center fielder, Chassis, for his second bat of the game. He struck out looking to start the bottom of the first inning. Taking a look at the chat board here on the baseball broadcast. A lot of Daniel Webster fans, and not entirely surprised by that, as we are on a neutral field today. And there are a number of parents from both sides here. We see sitting in the bleachers, and obviously this is an NJCU broadcast, but we hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching today's game. Floater over second base. It's going to drop into right field. That's a base hit with 1 out for Chassis. Marstaller advances to second base. Now with a runner in scoring position, that will bring up the second baseman, Elliot Kilgore, 6-foot right-handed hitting junior out of Milford, New Hampshire. Kilgore lined out to Mike Patterson in center field, more or less left center, in the first inning. RBI opportunity now for the Eagles, who are playing their first game of the season. Ground ball to third. Bastillo's there, steps on third, throw to first. It's going to bounce. Weinstein makes the grab, and the inning is over. So Kilgore swinging at the first pitch, grounds into a 5-5-3 double play, and the Gothic Knights get out of trouble here in the bottom of the third inning, leaving our man stranded on base. Great job by Brian Bastillo, the Gothic Knight junior co-captain. We talked about why his defense is what keeps him in the game, even when his bat is not caught up to his defensive abilities. He shows his ability there, grabs the ball, steps on third, and makes the throw across the diamond to end the inning. So here in the third inning for Daniel Webster, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. We've played 3 innings here in Groveland, Florida. The wind is blowing, but there is no score. Fourth inning here in Groveland, Florida, and junior co-captain Andrew Rivera to the plate. Rivera grounded out to second to end the first inning, and he takes a called strike here from Cairo. Andrew's parents, Roberto and Maribel, are both here on the trip. That's strike two. I don't get to see Andrew's father, Roberto, very often in person because most games at home you can see him sitting out in center field watching the game from the bleachers. Rivera, a player who's seen his time increase. His career has gone along as you would expect with a lot of young players. Last year he saw considerable time and had a breakout year. That's just over the head of the third baseman and foul, and it's 1-2. 51 pitches so far by Cairo. 33 have been strikes. Rivera last year was the third leading hitter on the Knights. That's chopped foul on the right side. Rivera, in 22 games, 21 starts, had 26 hits, 18 RBIs, 8 runs scored. He was 8 for 8 in stolen bases. He had 4 extra base hits. In the air, foul. It's going to be off into the parking lot here at Southlake High School. Chopped foul off his foot, and Rivera will try to walk that off. Overcast day here on our first day of our 8-day Florida trip. Threat of rain, 40% chance according to the weather report. Fortunately this year I have an iPhone on the trip. In the past I had to check out the weather before we got here, but now we have it instantly. As just high and off the corner on the outside as the left-handed hitting Rivera looks at that one. 1-1. Hit in the air, left center field. Backing up is Marstaller, settles underneath it and makes the catch for the first out. So one away, and that will bring up the shortstop, Michael Martucci, will try to erase the memory of that error he made in the last inning. He lined out to left field in his first at-bat in the second. He's hitting .400 early this season. The redshirt freshman as he played, or was redshirt, I should say, last year at D1 St. Peter's before coming to NJCU, and he fouls that one away for the first strike. Yeah, looking here at the forecast, the hourly forecast, and there's a 40% chance of rain as we get to 3 o'clock. Ground ball to third, blocking it down as the third baseman Brigham. The throw is in time. 2 away now, and that will bring up Stefan Segan, who struck out swinging in the second. Yeah, 40% chance of rain at 3 o'clock, and then it starts to decrease 30% at 4, 30% at 5, and then just cloudy and windy through the rest of the evening. With a low of 66 tonight. It's currently 75 degrees here in Central Florida as Segan looks at ball one. Hit in the air, left field. Marstaller coming in. The shortstop drifts over, and Lazat makes the catch in foul territory to end the inning. So an FF6 by Segan. And again, the Gothic Knights go in order. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on here in the fourth inning. Head to the bottom of the fourth. No score between the Gothic Knights and Daniel Webster in what has really been a very solidly pitched game for both sides to begin this year's spring trip. 5 in the 4th inning, and Lalive will be the batter. He grounded out to the pitcher in the 1st inning. That was the play, if you remember, where there was a hard chopper back to Maldonado, and he made a quick snare and threw to first. And a called strike here to Lalive. The wind begins to pick up a little bit. Chopper foul along the third base line. And it's 0-2. Ken Belbin listening back in Nashua, New Hampshire. Just a reminder that flattery will get you everywhere. No balls and 2 strikes here by Maldonado. 36 pitches by Maldonado, 22 strikes. Popped up foul. Casiano comes back, but he can't get there in time. And the ball falls. And Lalive will have another chance. It's 0-2. NJCU and Daniel Webster have one common opponent on the trip. That will be Framingham State. Both teams facing the Massachusetts school this week in a doubleheader. Tomorrow, NJCU plays McDaniel, while Daniel Webster plays a doubleheader in Auburndale, Florida, at Lake Myrtle Field against Gallaudet. That's hit in the air, center field. Not hit that far. Mike Patterson comes in to one knee and makes the catch. So one away for the catcher, Tyler Bonin, who grounded out to short in the 2nd inning. Bonin last year, as we said, hit .255. He had a .370 on base percentage. He walked 19 times, and then he was 6 for 6 in stolen base attempts. Here takes ball 1. The pitch by Maldonado outside, and it's 2-0. Check swing, and the first base umpire Jeff Andrews, on cue from home plate umpire Brian Troop, says it is a strike. So it is 2 balls and 1 strike. That's hit in the air to center field. Patterson going back, settles underneath it, gets there, and makes the catch. So 2 away here. Patterson responsible for both outs here. Patterson made an amazing catch in right center field in the loss of Centenary on Wednesday. Something that we wish we were videotaping because it was definitely a web jam. It's something that if we sent it to Sports Center, probably would have made it, as Patterson did a full 180 diving catch and going towards the wall. Chopper to Bastillo, he leaps and he snags and makes the catch. Lizotte, first pitch you saw from Maldonado was a floater. Brian Bastillo did not have enough time to backpedal, and he was able to get up just high enough to make the play. Brian Bastillo, who's not very tall to begin with, standing at 5'10", got just high enough to grab it in the webbing of his glove. And Daniel Webster gone 1-2-3 here in the 4th inning. So we head to the 5th inning. No score between NJCU and Daniel Webster. Each team with just 1 hit in Game 1 of the Florida trip. So 5th inning here, and just looking at the broadcast chat board, it looks like a lot of members of the Cairo family are watching today, so we say hello to you. Just out of curiosity, everyone, what is the temperature up in Nashua, New Hampshire? Very curious. It's supposed to be a nice week in Jersey. It was in the 60s a couple different days, and although it was kind of cool on Friday, I believe it's supposed to be in the 70s during the week, so those of us who could not make the trip at least get some nice weather. Members of the Alex Weinstein family are watching at home in Central Jersey as well, and as we get set to start here, the top of fifth inning, no score between NJCU and Daniel Webster. Orlando Bolano will come to the plate for the Knights, the right fielder, wearing number 7. He's the number 6 hitter for the Knights, and he looks at ball 1. Bolano walked in the second inning. That's hit in the air down the right field line. Coming over is the first baseman, but Bordeaux watches that one sail wide. Both pitchers today, excellent. Cairo, Maldonado, each has allowed just one hit. Each team has left 2 runners on base. Cairo has walked 1, account for the second base runner. Meanwhile, 1 error for the Knights. As a curve, looked a little high from this vantage point, but they call it a strike. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Backing up is the shortstop, Rich Lazat, and he's able to get that chop ball off the bat 2 strides into left center field, and Bolano is put away. So I will bring up the first baseman, Alex Weinstein, who has accounted for the only hit today for NJCU. That came in the second inning, a ground ball through the right side of the infield, and a curveball called strike. That's fouled off over us. And it's 0-2. According to our viewers, it is 38 degrees in Nashua, New Hampshire. Happy to say it is double that here today in Florida. In the air to center field, coming in quickly, but not quickly enough, is the center fielder Josh Chassie. And Alex Weinstein, who came into today's game without a hit in the season opener, has both hits today for the Gothic Knights. And he's at first base with 1 out. That will bring up the catcher, Mike Casiano. Casiano struck out looking to end the second inning. Casiano last year batted .182. As we said, he was behind Francisco Ramirez, the all-everything catcher for the Knights. He had 2 hits in 11 at-bats. Struck out 4 times. He's struck out already here. In the dirt, Weinstein a little bit too far off first. He's going to have to dive back in, but there is no throw from the catcher, Tyler Bonin. We should say that Alex Weinstein has a big-time family presence here today. Hit in the air! Left field! And it's going to bounce on 2 hops off the wall. Weinstein doesn't have a lot of speed, is going to stop at third. And Mike Casiano standing at second base. And for Casiano, that is his first career extra base hit. Absolutely ripped that pitch off the left field wall. So Brian Bastillo will come to the plate. He struck out looking to start the third inning, and he's got a big chance here to put the Gothic Knights on the board in a scoreless game.
Popped in the air to center field. Will it be enough to score Weinstein with a sac fly? Catches made by Chassie. Weinstein coming in. The throw is a little bit off line. Applying the tag by Bonin. And Weinstein is out at the plate. It was a pretty good throw by Chassie. It was a little bit to the left of home plate, but Bonin on one hop caught it, applied the tag as Weinstein attempted to dive in, and the Gothic Knights failed to score here in the 5th inning. So score that 8-2, the outfield assist if you're scoring at home. 5th inning for the Gothic Knights. No runs, 2 hits. They left 1, and we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here in Groveland, Florida. No score, although the Gothic Knights bat's starting to heat up just a little bit. Bottom of the 5th inning here in Groveland, Florida. NJCU, Daniel Webster, no score. And the third baseman, Brigham, will come to the plate, ground into a fielder's choice for the second out of the 2nd inning. And then Brigham was caught in a pickoff, 1-6, to end the 2nd inning off second base. So 1 ball here to Brigham. Ground ball to Bastillo, dives, knocks it down. The throw across the diamond is not going to be in time. It's an infield hit for Brigham. So with a man on and nobody out, that will bring up the first baseman, Bordeaux, who was hit by a pitch. He's one of 2 that were hit by a pitch in this game. Gothic Knights have left 3. Eagles have left 2. 45 pitches so far by Maldonado. 28 strikes for Nelly. That is high. I'm trying to figure out which way the wind is blowing here today, because it appears to be changing a little bit. Right now it looks like it's blowing in and left to right, as we were discussing that here in the booth during the last break. In the air to right field, and it looks like it's going to fall. It is foul, though, as Bolano came over. And as we were mentioning before, a number of members of the Weinstein family here. His mom and dad, Adam and Maria, are here. And his grandparents, Helen and Ellen, who live in Miami, drove up for the week to watch their grandson play. And I've been in the same van as Alex Weinstein for a couple car rides so far, and learned that he's a diehard Miami Dolphins fan who's absolutely set on the Dolphins signing Peyton Manning. Also appears to be a Red Sox fan. Maldonado with curve, and it's 1-2. And mentioned the Red Sox point because those Daniel Webster fans watching today's game, I'm sure they will appreciate the fact that a player from Central Jersey not rooting for a New York baseball team. Ground ball, Maldonado swipes at it, The flip by Martucci to Roman and throw to first, not in time. So fielder's choice, Bordeaux reaches. Brigham is out 6-4. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, number 40, Aaron Richards, who was hit by a pitch in the third inning. He led off the third. Chopper right in front of home plate. That was the 50th pitch for Nelson Maldonado, who's been very effective so far. 32 of his 50 have been strikes. Nice percentage for him, over 60%. Third at first, back in safely is Bordeaux. Wind is picking up a little bit again. Another throw to first. Swing and a miss at the high curve, it looked like, from Nelson Maldonado there. Is Maldonado has a arsenal that includes a two-seamer, a four-seamer, a curve, and a pretty solid changeup. And it's 0-2 here. Maldonado, the lone senior in this year's team. Chopper, foul. No, I say fair ball. I was fooled by that one. And Maldonado comes off the mound, throws to Weinstein at first for the second out as Bordeaux advances to second base. I thought that ball was going to carry him foul, and I was incorrect. And a 1-3 there. Runner in scoring position, though, for the Eagles with 2 outs. And that will bring up the number 9 hitter, the left fielder, Derek Marstaller, who grounded into a fielder's choice in his lone at bat. That is inside with the curve. Maldonado, who's already picked one runner off second base in this contest. Bordeaux, they lead at second. And Martucci playing very close to the bag there before taking a couple steps back into the left side. Ground ball on the ground to Roman, and a 4-3 throw out to end the bottom of the 5th inning. So Nelson Maldonado once again with an effective inning here. He's pitched very well to start his senior campaign. And in the 5th inning, Daniel Webster, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. 6th inning coming up here in Groveland, Florida, no score between NJCU and Daniel Webster.
So sixth inning now here in Groveland, Florida, and back to the top of the order for the Gothic Knights. Talented center fielder Michael Patterson to the plate. Patterson, after 4 hits in his first game of the year, is 0 for 2 today with a ground out to third and a strikeout. And the first pitch is low. Mike Patterson, the transfer to NJCU via Middlesex County College and Montclair State. He's from Piscataway, New Jersey. 5'9", 165-pounder. And that's fouled away. Liner right at third, and Kyle Brigham makes the catch. Second time Patterson has been out by the third baseman, once in the air, once on the ground. And that will bring up Rob Roman, who ended the last inning with the defensive play, and he's now batting .250 early in the year. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout in his last at bat. He also grounded out to short. In the air, shallow right field. Coming in is the right fielder, and making the catch was Corey Lalieve as Elliot Kilgore got out of the way, allowed his outfielder to make the play. So 2 away, and that will bring up Andrew Rivera, who's 0 for 2 today. Ground out to second, and a fly out to left. Called strike. Foul tip there, and now it's 0-2 to Andrew Rivera here in the top of the 6th inning. No score between NJCU and Daniel Webster. Pitch by Cairo, right back at Cairo up the middle. Diving is the second baseman, Kilgore, but it's going to go into center field. And Andrew Rivera with the 3rd hit of the season, his first hit today. And the Gothic Knights remain alive here in the 6th inning. That will bring up the shortstop, Michael Martucci, now hitting .333 on the early season. 0 for 2 today, a liner to left, and a ground out to third. Taken off was Rivera. Martucci swinging and found that straight back. 78 pitches now by Cairo. 55 for strikes. Martucci, criminal justice major. His career goal is to become a police officer. Transferred to NJCU from St. Peter's College. He went to St. Peter's Prep High School. He's second team All-County there. Played 4 years, including 3 on the varsity team. And he was part of the 2009 Hudson County Championship squad. Rivera diving back in safely as Cairo checking the runner. Another throwback, Rivera getting dirty again. There goes Rivera, pitches low to throw, and Rivera safe at second base with his first steal today. And with 2 outs, the Gothic Knights have a runner in scoring position. One and one to Martucci. Correction, 2-2. Grounder to third, and that should end the inning. And making the play was Brigham, throwing the ball over to Bordeaux. And the Gothic Knights fail to score here in the top of the 6th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on.
We've played 5.5 here in Groveland, Florida. No score between NJCU and Daniel Webster. The Knights have a 4-2 edge in hits. They've left 4 on, and Daniel Webster has left 3. We say hello to the NJCU softball team. They are also in Florida. They're down in Fort Myers. They get ready to begin their season on Monday. They play 8 games, 2 games every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. And they just texted in to send their love to the Gothic Knight baseball team. It'll be the center fielder, Josh Chassie, leading off here the 6th inning for the Eagles. Ground ball. Ranging over is Rob Roman. Roman throw to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 away. Rob Roman has been absolutely brilliant since becoming a regular starter late in his freshman campaign. He had a 2-error day in one of his first games against William Patterson, but since then, Rob Roman, I believe now in his last 13 games, just 1 error. And he's also starting to heat up at the plate, so he's becoming an excellent everyday player for the Knights. First pitch to Kilgore, second baseman, and it's now 2-0. Elliot Kilgore today is 0 for 2. He lined out to center field. He also grounded into an inning-ending 5-5-3 double play in the 3rd when Brian Bastillo made a great job of stepping on third. That is foul to our right as the wind continues now to blow in and push, I think, towards the right field line. It actually looks like it's going right into our booth right now. And who knew? I might actually need a light Jackie here in Florida. Hit in the air, foul. Weinstein coming close to his dugout, comes in, makes the catch. So 2 away here is, again, as we just talked about, the win perfectly demonstrated there as the ball was stopped right in front of the Gothic Knight dugout, about 80 feet from home plate. We'll bring up the right fielder, number 27, Corey Lalive, who's 0 for 2 today. Ground out to the pitcher, fly out to center field. Swing and a miss by Lalive. 60 pitches now by Maldonado, 40 for strikes. 2/3 of his pitches have been strikes. Lined foul into his own dugout. Smiles down there, so everybody able to get out of the way. Text message I received from the softball team was from junior starting pitcher Ashley O'Byrne, but she's saying hello for the entire team watching today's game. Hope you guys are excited. Start of your season on Monday. Check swing. He did not go around, so it's 1-2. The sun beginning to poke through the clouds here on an overcast day here in Central Florida. And while I'm here with the baseball team this week, my graduate assistant, Katie Beckman, will be with the softball team, and you'll be able to follow live stats for the first time ever of the softball team as they play their 8 games here in Florida. Fouled to our right and out of play, and it remains 1-2. Gothic Knights have a lot of players back from last year, including a pair of first-team all-conference players, senior Megan Ginter, senior shortstop, sophomore catcher Marissa Bariso, who tied a single-season school record last year with 7 home runs. Rebecca Satz, the former conference rookie of the year, former first-team all-conference third baseman, will move over to third base this year. Just 3 of the many players that should lead the Gothic Knights softball team this season. Nelson Maldonado reaches out and tries to grab it with a bare hand. Michael Martucci's throw is unable to be held by Weinstein. It was a little bit off the bag. But it's a play Weinstein should have made, so we were going to score that an E3. So with 2 outs, Laliv reaches on the error. Now we'll bring up the catcher, Tyler Bonin. Runner is going. The throw to short is not in time, and stealing second base is Laliv. Ball got away from Maldonado. It was a called strike, so it's 1-1. Or 0-1, I should say. But the Eagles now with a runner in scoring position after that error and the stolen base. Can Maldonado get out of trouble here in the 6th? Nice pitch by Nelly, called strike 2. And he's 1 strike away from getting out of trouble here. The Gothic Knights have committed 2 errors in this contest. Chopper off the end of the bat, or the handle of the bat, I should say, foul to our left. So it remains 0-2 with Laliv, who reached on an error, a 2-out error, and then stole second, standing at second base. Swing and a miss on the changeup by Nelly Maldonado. And the Gothic Knights get out of trouble here in the 6th inning, and the game remains scoreless. For Maldonado, that is his 2nd strikeout of the game. We talked about how he's had 7 strikeouts or more in 4 of his last 5 starts. Today, he's not needing the strikeouts as much as his just throwing quality pitches and letting his defense do the rest of the work for the most part. And here in the 6th inning, despite 1 error, the Eagles do not score. They leave 1 on. We head to the 7th inning. No score. Daniel Webster, NJCU, live here in Groveland, Florida on the Green and Gold Network. Seventh inning here in Groveland, Florida. No score between the Gothic Knights and the Eagles. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Segan, Bolano, and Weinstein, due up for the Knights. Weinstein has 2 of NJCU's 4 hits. Say hello to my good friend Mike Spinner. He's the athletic director at Albertus Magnus College in New Haven, Connecticut, watching today's game. His wife is expecting their first child next month, and he's very excited because he has found an Eli Manning onesie for his son online. Mike and I went to the Giants-Cowboys game, final game of the regular season when the Giants won the NFC East. As a called strike to Segan. And I was so inspired by that win, I decided to take a flight to Chicago, then drive to Green Bay and watch the Giants beat the Packers at Lambeau Field. One of the best sporting events I've ever seen in person in my life. 1 ball and 1 strike. Segan, fly ball, left field. Marstaller is going to give it a look, but it's going to be out of play, foul ball into the Daniel Webster bullpen. So it'll be 1-2 to Segan, whose older brother Damian just signed a contract with the Newark Eagles, the Newark Bears. Newark Eagles was the old baseball team from the 40s. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Inside pitch, Segan unhappy with himself, swats at the bat as he swings and misses for the first out here in the 7th. The way these pitchers are throwing right now, 1 run could be the difference in this game. That will bring up the right fielder Orlando Bolano, who is 0 for 1 today. He walked and he popped out to short. That coming in his last bat. First pitch is a strike. Both pitchers today very effective, managing their pitch counts and throwing strikes. Bolano scorch it down the left field line, but it's going to be foul. And it's 0-2. Now, both pitchers today, seniors, experienced, quality players, aces of their respective staffs. NJCU's coaching staff doesn't really list its pitchers this year as 1, 2, 3, 4 pitchers. That is low, 1 and 2. They prefer to describe their starting pitchers as their conference starters. Nelson Maldonado, Julio Coutinho, swing and a miss there by Bolano for the second out. Coutinho and Wendell Rodriguez, probably the 3 conference starters this year for NJCU. Alvin Carrasco and Pedro Garcia also fighting for a spot. So 2 strikeouts here, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Alex Weinstein, looking for his 3rd hit today. Meanwhile, Cairo trying to strike out the side for the 2nd time today. That's low, blocked well by Bonin. Weinstein 2 for 2. Pair of singles, but he was thrown out at the plate to end the 5th inning on an outfield assist. That one gets to the backstop inside. It's 2-0. Weinstein now hitting .286 early on in his Gothic Knight career. He's listed as a sophomore in the roster, but he is a freshman because he did redshirt. He does have 4 years of eligibility. That is outside, and 3 straight balls here by Cairo after striking out the first 2 batters of the inning. Has now 94 pitches by the senior right-hander from Goffstown, New Hampshire. That is a strike, 3-1. And the catcher, Tyler Bonin, out to have a conversation with his senior ace. The 3-1 pitch to Alex Weinstein. That is fouled off to our right. And the count goes full. Hit to center field, and it is going to fall in front of the center fielder, Josh Chassie, for a base hit. And Alex Weinstein is 3 for 3. See if the Gothic Knights can get something going out here as Weinstein, off the end of the bat, flicks the 3-2 pitch to center field. And that will bring up Mike Casiano, who had his first career extra base hit in his last at-bat when he scorched a ball 1 hop off the left field wall for a double. Mike Casiano, number 41, the sophomore, 6 foot 204 from Newark, New Jersey, North 13th Street High School. Undecided on his major at the current moment. Weinstein takes off. The throw to second base, and stealing second base for his first career steal is Weinstein. And a runner in scoring position now for the Gothic Knights. Second steal today. That was a ball. And Casiano will try to drive in a run. There is no score here. A quality, exciting game so far. Been a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to bring to you here on the play-by-play on NJCUGothicKnights.com. Called strike at the knees. And the next pitch by Cairo will be his 100th of the game. Casiano's career goal, though he's not selected a major yet, is to work in the professional security studies field, and NJCU, one of the national leaders in that field academically, as that is ball 2. NJCU about to offer a PhD program that will be in the criminal justice field. I believe it's in Homeland Security Studies. That is ball 3. 3-1 to Casiano. Good eye there by the sophomore catcher, not offering that pitch. On his 2012 bio form, I asked all the players a little something about them that they describe as a little known fact, and Casiano describes his love of eating cereal. That time, not enough Wheaties though, as he grounds it to third, and Brigham makes the play, throws to first to end the inning. 5-3 putout. Weinstein stranded at second base after the single and steal, and the Gothic Knights again leave a runner on base. One hit, one left on here in the top of the 7th inning. Time to stand up and stretch, everyone. 7th inning stretch here in Groveland, Florida, New Jersey City. Daniel Webster, no score. Spring Baseball 2012. Bottom of the 7th inning here in Groveland, Florida at South Lake High School. And due up will be the shortstop, Rich Lazat. Tomorrow's game will be against McDaniel College. It will begin at 9:30 a.m. in Winter Haven, Florida. And we'll bring you the action beginning at 9:25. It'll be at Chino Lakes Park, field number 2. First pitch is just a little bit off the plate here in the 7th inning. Lazat is 0 for 2 today. He reached on an error, and he lined out to third. More of a blooper to third, but no way to record a blooper. That time he scored his one, but it is ripped foul past third base. 1-1. While Cairo has thrown 100 pitches, Maldonado far less. That was just his 70th pitch. 48 have been for strikes. The senior right-hander in total control. And that one's popped straight up. Casiano, mask is off, comes back in front of me, unable to make the sliding catch. And Nelson Maldonado out to check on his sophomore catcher to make sure he's all right as he slid awkwardly there, trying to make what really would have been a nice acrobatic play. Casiano trying to make a web jab of his own there. We talked about Mike Patterson's great play the other day. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Lazat, the number 5 hitter in the lineup. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3 for Nelson Maldonado. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. That will bring up the third baseman, Brigham. Kyle Brigham, 1 for 2 today with a single in the 5th inning. And first pitch is a strike. Brigham is, according to Ken Belbin, the sports information director for Daniel Webster College, a highly touted recruit, and he earned the starting job this year in preseason. Coach Pine and his staff were very high on Brigham coming to Daniel Webster. He also noted that Daniel Webster loves to steal. The past 2 seasons, the Eagles have set program records with 122 and 146 in the last 2 years. The 1-1 pitch hit to left field. Rivera, in foul territory, reaches up and makes the catch. So 2 away here. The first baseman, Bordeaux, to come to the plate. Eric Bordeaux, the sophomore. He was hit by a pitch and reached on a fielder's choice. Third at bat of today's contest. Maldonado deals. Curveball's high. Wow, I just saw a Twitter feed that the Timberwolves' Ricky Rubio is out for the season with a torn ACL. That's a called strike. Liner diving, or leaping I should say, and Brian Bastillo again with the glove magic. Brian Bastillo is second leaping scoop grab in the webbing of his glove today. And the inning is over. Seventh inning for Daniel Webster. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. We talked about Brian Bastillo's contributions with his glove. He's made a couple of magnificent plays today leaping. Also a nice decision on a ground ball to step on third to throw to first for a double play. So Weinstein, Bastillo, Maldonado, those are been the 3 most effective players so far for the Knights, and we'll see if NJCU can finally push a run across here in the 8th inning. We head to the 8th. There is no score. What a great college game so far between the Eagles of Daniel Webster College out of the NECC and the Gothic Knights out of the New Jersey Athletic Conference. And for those Daniel Webster fans who are not familiar with the NJAC, arguably one of the best all-sports conferences in the country. Baseball, there's no doubt that the NJAC is the best conference in the country, as more than 25% of all national champions in the history of Division III have come out of the NJAC. And just for those fans listening in New England, give you an idea of the other teams in the NJAC. You have Kane University, who's currently ranked, I believe, 2nd or 3rd in the country. I have one of 25 votes in the national poll, and I have Kane number 2 right now on my ballot. They've been fluctuating between 2 and 3. But Kane University, the 2007 national champions, the alma mater of NJCU head coach Jerry Smith and NJCU pitching coach Nick Cesar. Also in the NJAC are Montclair State, William Patterson, Rutgers Newark, Rutgers Camden, Ramapo, Rowan, Richard Stockton, and the College of New Jersey. I believe I got everybody there. And, of course, NJCU being team number 10 in the 10-team league. Gothic Knights actually were voted 10th in the preseason poll this year in the NJAC, but I think that's more of a byproduct of a new coach staff and last year not having a lot of success. We have a pinch hitter today for the Gothic Knights, and it is number 15, Pete Senizin, 5'9", 165-pounder out of Carteret, New Jersey. He is a junior transfer. He's majoring in accounting, and he will pinch hit here for Brian Bastillo, whose day is done after tremendous defensive efforts. And the first pitch that Pete Senizin sees as a Gothic Knight is a called strike. That is spelled Senyszyn. Offers at that pitch. That is a called strike 2. I tried to spell it last night with Pete on the plane. I was wrong. I will be cutting and pasting his name most of this season until I learn to spell it correctly. 1-2, that pitch by Cairo outside. Now 105 pitches by the Daniel Webster Sr. In the air, left center, coming over is the center fielder, Chassie. He makes the catch, and Senizin is retired for the first out. Back to the top of the lineup, and Mike Patterson 0 for 3 today, trying for his first hit, try to give the Gothic Knights their 6th. They have a 5-2 cushion in the hits right now. 3 by Alex Weinstein, who is 3 for 3. Mike Patterson grounded to third, struck out swinging, and lined out to third in his last at bat in the 6th. And he looks at strike 1. An 0-2 count. That is fouled off to our right. Still 0-2. And just for those wondering how far Cairo could potentially go, last year, 9 starts, 9 appearances, he had 1 complete game. Through 54.1 innings last year, 46 strikeouts, 18 walks. That's off the plate. Pitch 110 is a ball, 1-2. Chopper over the head of the pitcher, not going to be in time to throw out the speedy Mike Patterson as he dumps one over the head of the pitcher and in front of the second baseman Kilgore. And the Gothic Knights have a runner on with 1 out here in the top of the 8th. 5th hit of the single season for Mike Patterson. A single here as he will raise his batting average. Now, a cool 500 in the year, 5 for 10. That brings up the second baseman, Rob Roman. Roman is 0 for 3. That one is chopped foul to the right of first base. Rob Roman today, grounder to short, struck out swinging, and flew out to right field in the 6th inning. Mike Patterson with the lead at first. Going in contact there. He'll take another lead here. He had 2 steals in his debut for the Knights on Wednesday. As low. And while Patterson may not necessarily go here, he is a threat to steal any time he reaches base. Gothic Knights have had a lot of success from their leadoff hitters pretty much throughout my entire career at NJCU, 12 years at the school. Leadoff hitters have always hit well for average. And Patterson is going. That ball is fouled. Dribbler to the left of home plate. By the time Roman even offered that pitch, Patterson was already 2/3 of the way to second base, and just shows how fast that young man is. Throw back to first, and Mike Patterson, who is a biology major for the Gothic Knights, slides back in safely. Patterson goes again. Grounder to short, through the legs of the shortstop, Lizotte. Patterson's going to have to stop at second base, as reaching on the error is Rob Roman. Backed up nicely, that play was, by the center fielder Chassis to keep Patterson standing at second base. But the Gothic Knights, with one out here in the top of the 8th inning, now have runners at first and second. Lizotte had 19 errors last year. His first error today. I should say second error. First error today. I was right the first time on the Eagles. And that will bring up Andrew Rivera, who had a single in his last at bat. He's 1 for 3 today. He also grounded to second and flew out to left. As outside, the wind begins to pick up once again. Swing and a miss by Rivera, 1-1. I always like to give the background of our players academically, because in Division III, academics is at the forefront of any athletic program. And Mike Patterson, who we said is a biology major, his career goal is to become an orthopedic doctor. Very smart young man, very fast baseball player for the Gothic Knights, as Andrew Rivera allows that one to sail wide. It is 2-1. No runs, 6 hits, serves for the Knights. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Eagles. First game of the Florida trip for both schools. Fouled off to our left, and it is 2-2. NJCU is 0-1, losing on Wednesday, for those who just checked in their season opener, 13-7. In a game where they out-hit Centenary College 16-10, but stranded 14 runners on base. Today they've left 5. Daniel Webster has left 4. Gothic Knights have stranded 19 in their first 16 innings of the year. But they're getting on base, and that is inside and low and blocked by Tyler Bonin to prevent the runners from advancing. Count goes full to Andrew Rivera with 1 out here in the top of the 8th. The Gothic Knights trying to strike first in what has been a pitcher's duel. Looking at second was Cairo, as Andrew Rivera uncorks a foul ball right back at us. Rob Roman, who stands at first base, is a criminal justice major with a national security studies specialty concentration. Both runners go. Ground ball past the mound, and everybody is going to be safe as Andrew Rivera with an infield single, and the bases are loaded for Michael Martucci. And out comes J.P. Pine, the head coach for Daniel Webster. And you have to wonder now, with Cairo having thrown 122 pitches, 82 for strikes, pretty good percentage, whether that's going to be it. There was action in the bullpen, but when you have your ace on the mound, at this point in the game as a head coach, do you leave him in? 22 pitches, a lot. But it's the first game of the year. A couple schools of thought here. You don't want to tax too much in the first game of the year. But then again, the arm is very fresh. And Cairo will remain in. I'm sure his family watching back at home in New Hampshire is happy about that. Wanted to see him get out of trouble here. Michael Martucci at the plate. Martucci today 0 for 3, lined out to left, and he grounded to third twice. A fly ball here will put NJCU ahead. And that pitch is off the plate for ball 1. We have no score if you're just tuning in. We are in the top of the 8th inning. We are at South Lake High School in Groveland, Florida. First meeting between these schools since 2001. That's a fastball right down the middle, and it's 1-1. And for NJCU fans, we will bring you a live broadcast of every game on this trip as long as we can get a wireless internet signal. As that pitch is inside. I know some of the places that we've been at just from being on these trips in the past that we will be able to get online, but there's a couple new locations, so we'll have to wait and see. But we do intend to bring you every game. As that pitch is a called strike, it is 2-2. Bases are loaded for the Gothic Knights. Rivera at first, Roman at second, Patterson at third. The 2-2 pitch here by Corey Cairo to Mike Martucci. It is low, and the count is full. Pitch 128 coming up here by Cairo. It is his most important pitch of the afternoon as we approach 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in Florida. The pitch, ground ball, over the head of the pitcher. The second baseman throws in time as Kilgore makes the forced throw to Lazat, but coming home and scoring the go-ahead run right now is Mike Patterson. It is a fielder's choice, an RBI by Martucci, and the Gothic Knights have taken a 1-0 lead. One nothing NJCU. Rob Roman advances to third on the play as Mike Patterson scores. And for those scoring at home, that run is unearned because of the error on the shortstop, Lazat. Stefan Segan at the plate. First pitch. Strike, I believe it is 0-2 now. And it is. And that was pitch number 130 by Cairo. First and third. Martucci at first, Roman at third. Gothic Knights looking for a little insurance. Maldonado's throwing well, very well for the Knights. He's only allowed 2 hits, but obviously you want to have any buffer that you can as we head into the later stages of this game, especially with Daniel Webster being the home team on the scoreboard and having the last chance. And that's low, and as that pitch was blocked in the dirt, Martucci took off, so he's now at second base with a stolen base. And the runners have a pair of runners in scoring position. A single by Segan could give the Gothic Knights a 3-run lead. The pitch, hit in the air, right side of the infield. Second baseman Kilgore makes the catch, and that ends the inning on the 4 putout, with Martucci being stranded at second and Roman at third. But not before the Gothic Knights take the lead here on the top of the 8th. 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 2 left on base. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning in Groveland, Florida, here on the Green and Gold Network. Nelson Maldonado trying to maintain a 1-0 lead for the New Jersey City University baseball team. Eighth inning now here for Daniel Webster. Gothic Knights made 1 defensive change as Pete Senderson last inning pinch hit for Brian Bastillo, and the new third baseman is freshman Juan Cruz out of Jersey City, New Jersey, St. Mary's High School, seeing his first field time of his Gothic Knight career. And the first pitch to the designated hitter Richards is fouled deep into the afternoon here in Groveland, Florida. Juan Cruz is a business administration major for NJCU. He's got 1 career at bat as a pinch hitter in the loss of Centenary. And right between the numbers, Richards is plunked right between the 4 and the 0. That's the 3rd hit batter by Maldonado, who's been
in complete control except for those 3 bad pitches. And with nobody out, now we'll bring up the left fielder, Marstaller, who's 0 for 2, reaching the fielder's choice and grounded to second. The left-handed hitting number 9 hitter as Richards dives back in safely. Marstaller enjoyed the most prolific rookie campaign in Daniel Webster history last year. As he drops a bunt here, Maldonado throws to first. Sacrifice bunt is effective. As a 1-3 sack bunt, Richards moves to second. And Daniel Webster executes there. They have a runner in scoring position now with 1 out. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Josh Chassie, who is 1 for 3 with a single, a strikeout looking, and a ground out to second base. A single here could tie the game. Daniel Webster's 2 hits, Knights of 7. They lead. NJCU does 1-0. That curve is high. We were just talking about Marstaller a second ago. He was Daniel Webster's first ever Rookie of the Year in the NECC, the second major award winner in program history. He also went on to win the New England Intercollegiate Baseball Association All-Star Award. Expected to be a key player this year again. Production dropped off a little bit last year as a sophomore. Maldonado looking at second. The pitch, belt high, but it's called a ball, and it's 2-0. Those of you watching live stats, we do have a software glitch. I'm going to take care of that next chance we get. That's a called strike. All right, live stats has been restarted. Thank you to NJCU alum and former baseball pitcher Dave Armstrong watching today's game in Maryland and letting us know about the live stats glitch. So that should be back up momentarily. Home plate umpire Brian Troop calls a timeout. 2-1 is the count here. We are in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Gothic Knights getting a run across as Mike Patterson scored the go-ahead run in the top of the 8th. Nelson Maldonado, who's allowed just 2 hits, trying to hold it in his first start of his senior campaign. He steps off here. Aaron Richards at second base for Daniel Webster, representing the potential tying run. Hit in the air to center field. Patterson coming in on the liner, makes the catch for the second out. And he had that played perfectly. So 2 away here for the second baseman, Kilgore. Number 2 hitter in the lineup, Elliot Kilgore. Today is 0 for 3, lined out to center, grounded into a double play to third base, and fouled out to first base in his last at bat. Curveball at the knees, strike 1 for Nelly Maldonado. Interesting thought to share. Maldonado, who is a mathematics major, is now being coached by Jerry Smith, who is a math teacher. Jerry Smith's father is the athletic director at St. Joseph's High School in Metuchen, and their really good basketball team is going to be competing for a chance to move on to the Tournament of Champions. Not quite sure when that game is, but just an incredibly talented St. Joe's Metuchen team who I've seen play already this year, and I was very impressed by. They have a 6'10" freshman 6'10 freshman on their team. Pitch is just off the plate, 1-1. And their St. Joe's best player, who's known as Q, will be starting at Temple next year. Athletics has been a part of this Smith family for generations. And the Gothic Knights trying to give Jerry Smith his first career win as Gothic Knight head coach today after 9 years as high school coach, a very successful coach at JFK Island. Requesting time was Kilgore. It's granted by Brian Troop. One ball, one strike. Pitch by Maldonado. Fouled back over my head and to my right. 1-2, and Maldonado a strike away from getting out of trouble here in the bottom of the eighth inning. The Gothic Knights with a 1-0 lead. Here in the background, the Gothic Knights cheering from the first base side dugout. Maldonado looks at Richards at second. Steps off. Maldonado last year had 3 complete games. He's in line for one today if he can keep this lead. Just off the plate. And it's 2-2. 88 pitches, or 89 now for Maldonado. 60 have been for strikes. So better than a 2/3 percentage, saying that's all you can really ask at your starting pitcher. Throw strikes, hit your spots, and make outs. And Maldonado has done that very well today. Swing and a miss. Down goes Kilgore, and the Gothic Knights leave the potential tying run standing at second base to end the 8th inning. So here in the 8th, after a hit batter gave the Daniel Webster Eagles a runner on base, senior right-hander Nelly Maldonado gets out of trouble. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. We head to the 9th inning in Groveland, Florida, and NJCU leads 1-0. And there will be a new pitcher here for Daniel Webster, and it'll be Corey Lalive, who was the right fielder, coming on to pitch, which means there will be a new right fielder. And that's Eric Bordeaux, who was at first base, which means there'll be a new first baseman. And that's Tyler Bonin, who was catching. And that means there'll be a new catcher, and that is Nick Tresca, who is a 6-foot freshman from Bethel, Connecticut, making his first career time. No, it is not. It is Aaron Richards, who was just at second base. He needed time to get his gear on, and the Eagles give up the DH spot, Richards coming in to catch. So as we move all the way around the right side of the diamond, and that is our current arrangement here. So Bonin's now at first base. Bordeaux's in right field as I change the computer here. Richards is catching. And Orlando Bolano will be the first batter that Lalive faces. And the first pitch is a strike. Bolano looks at ball 2. Scorched down the right field line into the Gothic Knight bullpen, or just short of it, I should say. Now it rolls into the bullpen. That's outside, so it'll be 3-2.
Milano today is 0 for 2 with a walk. Ground ball to second base. Kilgore there, throw to first base, and Milano is out. One away here in the top of the ninth inning. Gothic Knights with a lone run across in the top of the eighth. They lead 1-0, and that will bring up one of the offensive stars today for the Gothic Knights. Probably their top offensive star, because Alex Weinstein has been great. 3 for 3, the first 3 hits of his collegiate career, 3 singles. Trying for a 4 for 4 day. As a called strike. Give you the final line here on Cairo. 8 innings pitched as Weinstein grounds it towards short. The throw is high, and Weinstein reaches on the throwing error by Lazat. Cairo, 8 innings pitched. He allowed 1 unearned run, 7 hits. He struck out 7, walked 1, 9 fly ball outs, 7 ground ball outs. Very solid performance. It would be a hard luck loss if, in fact, he did lose today. So second error of the game on Daniel Webster, both on their shortstop Lazat, and that will bring up Mike Casiano. Casiano, 1 for 3 today. He had a double in the 5th inning, struck out looking in the 2nd, and grounded to 3rd in his last at bat in the 7th inning. Alex Weinstein already has a stolen base today. Casiano hit in the air to center field, and making the catch was Josh Chassie, who strode over to his left and put out the 2nd out of this inning. Casiano swinging at the first pitch he saw. Wind is picking up again, and that will bring up Juan Cruz looking for his first NCAA hit. He came in defensively for Brian Bastillo after Pete Senison was a pinch hitter in the last inning. Cruz had a pinch hit role in the loss to Centenary, but struck out. Weinstein takes off. The throw to second base is going to be to the left of the bag, and Alex Weinstein, 3 for 3 today. He also reached base on the error a moment ago. He now has 2 stolen bases, and his family, his parents and his grandparents, both at the game today, and his family watching home in Jersey have to be very proud of the effort that he's put forth. Pitch was a called strike. Cruz with a chance to give the Gothic Knights a 2-run lead with a hit here. That is at the knees and on the outside corner. And it's 0-2. 1 run, 7 hits, 2 errors for NJCU. No runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for Daniel Webster. Weinstein at second base. The pitch to Cruz, fouled back. Wind is gusting. Pitch to Cruz. Rounder right back to the pitcher. And making the play on the 1-3 was Corey Lalive, and that will end the top of the 9th inning. So the Gothic Knights leave 1 man on base. He reached on an error. No hits, no runs in the inning. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning as NJCU tries to hold on to a 1-0 lead. And Nelson Maldonado out to the mound for the Knights, trying for a complete game shutout. Maldonado did not have a shutout last year. As I pull up Nelly's career stats, Katie Beckman, my graduate assistant, watching today's game in Fort Myers, is excited. She got an 87 on her finance midterm. As Nelson Maldonado deals. So congratulations to Katie. I do remind you that is a B. First pitched to Lalive is a ball. Fastball by Maldonado. 1 ball and 1 strike. Popped in the air, shallow center. Martucci out, Patterson in. Martucci makes the play for the first out. And 1 away here in the top of the 9th inning. And that will bring up the first baseman, formerly the catcher, Tyler Bonin. Bonin today is 0 for 3 with a strikeout in his last at-bat. Maldonado gets Bonin swinging. That's 0-1. That's inside. Nobody on base. This gets away from Casiano. This would be Maldonado's first career complete game shutout if he's able to hold on to the win. It's 1-2. 96 pitches, 65 for strikes for the senior right-hander for the Gothic Knights out of Newark, New Jersey. Maldonado deals 1-2 pitch. Liner into center field. Mike Patterson unable to get there in time. It falls in front of him, and a 1-out single for the Eagles trying to remain alive. Just a third hit given up by Maldonado. All 3 have been singles. And that will bring up the shortstop, Lizotte, who's 0 for 3 today. Reached on an error, line to third, and struck out swinging. He also has committed 2 errors, so he's had a rough day trying to redeem himself. First pitch, strike 1 to Lizotte. Be interesting to see if Bonin takes off here. He dives back in safely as Maldonado checks the runner. My Mets lost their spring training game today against the Nationals. I'm expecting many more results like that this year. Tough times to be a Mets fan. Throwback, and Bonin is safe. No balls and 1 strike here to Lizotte. NJCU leading 1-0. Fouled back over our heads. And it's 0-2. Next pitch will be the 100th dealt by Maldonado. Maldonado looks to first. He deals. Ground ball. Weinstein is there. Throw to second for 1. Back to first. Not in time. But there are now 2 away. And a great decision there. A great field awareness by Alex Weinstein to make the play at second base to get the lead runner and prevent somebody from being in scoring position. That was pitch 100 by Maldonado on the 3-6 fielder's choice. If you're scoring at home, so the last hope here for the Eagles is their third baseman, number 24, Kyle Brigham, the highly touted freshman out of Hudson, New Hampshire. Brigham today
is 1 for 3. He's got a single in the 5th inning. He reached down the fielder's choice and fouled out to left field. Lizotte stands at second base. He is the tying run if he can come around. The pitch by Maldonado. That's a foul ball. And it's 0-1. Tomorrow, NJCU will play McDaniel. Game time at 9:30. We'll be on the air at 9:25. Of course, the live camera feed will be up before then if those of you want to watch batting practice. And diving back in safely is Lizotte. Pitch by Maldonado. Throw to second. And sliding in safely with the stolen base is Lizotte, who took off and now stands at second base as the potential tying run, but it was a strike. And it's now 0-2 to Brigham. Maldonado just has to get this one batter, and the Gothic Knights will win their first game of the year in what has been just a dramatic pitcher's duel for both sides. No balls and 2 strikes. Maldonado, the right-hander, looks to second, looks home. He deals. Liner to left field. It's a base hit. Rounding third. And the throw to the plate is in time! Rivera throws out Lizotte. Casiano with the tag, and the Gothic Knights win! Wow! J.P. Pine is obviously upset, the head coach for Daniel Webster, saying that his runner was safe at the plate. But Andrew Rivera, the outfield assist, Mike Casiano applies the tag, and the Gothic Knights with the W. They win today 1-0. And what a statement today for Nelson Maldonado in his first start as a senior. Absolutely brilliant today, giving head coach Jerry Smith his first NCAA victory, and the Gothic Knights win their first game of the year to improve to 1-1 in the year as the teams shake hands here at South Lake High School in Groveland, Florida, and the Gothic Knights are victorious 1-0. 1 run, 7 hits, 2 errors for NJCU, no runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and a dramatic play at the plate as the Gothic Knights win their first game of the year. Andrew Rivera getting high fives from his teammates. Brilliant throw to Mike Casiano, applying the tag. We will have video of that online later. We do have the DVD burning. We're going to try to pull the video off of that sometime later today if my computer cooperates. But the Gothic Knights do win today. So if you're scoring at home, credit Brigham the single, and then Lizotte is thrown at the plate 7-2. 9th inning for Daniel Webster, no runs, 2 hits, 1 left on. Officially the final line now, no runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for Daniel Webster. Taking a look at the offensive production today for NJCU. You know what, before that, let's look at the line for Nelson Maldonado, because he is our player of the game for the Gothic Knights. Maldonado, complete game, his first career complete game shutout. 4 strikeouts, no walks. He did hit 3 batters, but those were the only ones who reached base other than 4 singles. He had 11 ground ball outs, 9 fly ball outs, and he was magnificent. By the way, I did get a second opinion. Ken Belbin, the SID at Daniel Webster, was watching, and he does agree that Lizotte was out, as we did see here in the booth, to confirm the call by home plate umpire Brian Troop. Again, we will have that play, if possible, online later today. What a great way to end this game if you're a Gothic Knight fan. Heartbreaking loss if you're an Eagles fan, but clearly Daniel Webster is a talented team, and they should have a fine season, and we'll definitely watch and see how they do the rest of the year. So that was Maldonado's pitching line. We gave you the line before on Cairo, who was great. He simply was great, too. It was a great day for both starting pitchers. He only allowed one unearned run. He struck out 7, so just a tough loss if you're Corey Cairo to start your senior year. Great win for Nelson Maldonado. Taking a look at the offensive production here today. Andrew Rivera had 2 hits and 1 stolen base. But Alex Weinstein, what a great day for him. Other than the error at first, he was 3 for 4 with 2 stolen bases. Mike Casiano had a double. Mike Patterson with 1 for 4 with a run scored. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they had 4 hits. 2 came by Brigham, including the last hit before Lozat was thrown out at the plate. Bonin and Chassis with the other hits for Daniel Webster. So NJCU improved to 1-1 to give Jerry Smith his first career victory as the head coach of the Gothic Knights. As we zoom in to right field, and you can see the victorious NJCU Gothic Knights discussing today's win. NJCU tomorrow will take on McDaniel College out of Maryland. 9:30 a.m. start, 9:25 broadcast will begin as we bring you that game for the Gothic Knights. That game will take place in Winter Haven, Florida. In fact, that will be the site of the next 3 games on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday as the Knights take on McDaniel, Rhode Island, and Leslie in their 2nd, 3rd, and 4th games of this trip. Final score, once again, NJCU, 1 run, 7 hits, 2 errors. They make a run in the 8th inning by Mike Patterson, stand up. Daniel Webster, no runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. And the Gothic Knights victorious today as Nelson Maldonado throws his first career complete game shutout. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning as the Gothic Knights take on McDaniel. We hope you enjoyed your broadcast today. And for those who are watching all over the country, thank you for tuning in. Gothic Knight Baseball here on the Green and Gold Network at NJCUGothicKnights.com. For everyone at NJCU Athletics, I'm Ira Thor. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow here in the Sunshine State.